Hi everyone. The purpose of this video is to assist you with a quick setup of our level 1 rapid infuser. This is the box that the tubing comes in. When you take it out of the box, it will come as one unit. Please make sure to check all the connections, that they are secure. When you've done that, find both drip chambers. There's 2 of them. The first thing you're going to want to do is close the clamps below both. Both clamps are done. You're then going to walk all the way down to your gas vent filter, which looks like this. There's a clamp on here right near a connector. Make sure you pull that clamp all the way closest to the connector and then close it. You'll understand why in a minute. We're then going to prime our tubing. Priming of the tubing actually happens in the machine before we've even turned it on. So what we're going to do is walk through a 1, 2, 3, 4 setup. Goes in order. So the base of your heat exchanger goes into 1. Give it a good snug push. It then has a little holder. Push it into the holder, holds it in place. And then at the number 2, you're going to want to close this top clamp to keep it securely in place. Again, you got to put a little effort into it. Your 2 drip chambers will just hang here for a moment. The next thing you're going to want to do is take this tubing underneath your gas vent filter and put it into your clamp slot. In order to open the clamp slot, you're going to push down on this metal tab, and it kind of accordions itself out. You then will put the tubing in the slot, kind of slides back and forth, trying to make sure that your gas vent filter then lines up into the holder here in number 4. So hopefully you can see. So your vent is here, your tubing goes through this this clamp slot. When that's the case, you're going to close the door so you push it up on itself, back down, and you should hear it click. So we're ready to go. Next thing we're going to do is get ready to prime your tubing. So you're going to take your IV bags. Please remember, you have to get rid of the air. Have to. So this is how you do it. Take the cap off of your spike here and the cap off your IV bag. You're going to spike it, opening it up to atmospheric air. You're then going to take this back out again. Be sure to keep this sterile, and you're going to expel all the air in the bag. As soon as it starts to come out, re-spike your bag, and now you have a bag with very minimal air in it. The next thing you're going to do is open up your pressure chambers. There is a variety of different holders based on the bag size, the volume size. One of the big things you need to remember is that the drip chamber needs to extend out from underneath the pressure chambers. So for a liter bag, it's up at the tippity top here. So you're going to hang it here, and then you're going to close your pressure chamber and then clamp it shut with this black. Make sure it's on the negative as well. We're going to do the same thing with a second bag. Again, pop the IV. Take your spike, spike the bag, or anything, blood if you're giving it. Take it back out, keep it sterile, get rid of the air in your bag, and re-spike it when the air is gone. Flip it over, and we're heading over to the other pressure chamber. Hang it at the top. Again, making sure that your drip chamber is below the pressure chamber. Close it, and then close the black door, and make sure it's on negative. We are ready to prime. Next thing you're going to want to do is fill both drip chambers. They have to be filled a half to 3/4 full. So you're going to give them both a couple of good squeezes. I do it at least a half, couple of good squeezes. We're good to go. And then when you open both of these clamps, it's going to prime itself. Open them both. And at times you'll hear kind of a hissing noise. That hissing noise is actually air escaping from the top of the gas vent filter. The whole purpose is that it's priming itself, and all that air that was in the tubing is now escaping from the top of that gas vent filter. And by clamping it down below, that allowed that to happen. Once that's all set and it's primed all the way to here, you're gonna give it a good tap, because this gas vent filter sometimes can hold small little air bubbles that will make the machine alarm. So give it a little bit of a tap. And then what you're gonna wanna do is prime the rest of your tubing. So take the cap off, keep it sterile, of course, open up the tubing until your tubing is completely all primed, and then clamp it again and you're ready to go. So as of right now, you're good. Everything's all clamped, air is out, and we're ready to turn this machine on. It's as simple as green button. It will go through some testing. Here's a testing panel, and down here is a testing panel. As long as you have a green light here, it means that the heating element is good. As long as you have a green light here, it means that there's no air detected. If for any reason there's air detected, it has an automatic clamp system, and you'll hear an alarm go off. It will automatically shut off the infusion. So with that being said, you can run this machine without putting pressure in the bags. Goes pretty quick. If I was to unclamp the, I don't know if you can see it or not, goes pretty fast. But if you want to put some pressure to it, let's do the one closest to me. I'm going to clamp off this one because I want this one infusing. I'm going to add pressure to it. So I'm going to put it to the positive, and it's going to work its way up to about 300 for pressure. This one is just waiting for us for the next infusion. As soon as it gets to 300, all I have to do is open my clamp, and I have a rapid infusion. Once you're done with this bag, when you notice that it's almost onto empty, what you're going to want to do is take off the pressure. You're going to want to clamp this side because you're done with it. You're going to want to open the other one, and you're going to want to pressurize the second one. So now this one's on negative and clamped off. This one is on positive and unclamped. And as soon as I open up my clamp, the fluid from this one is now going to be infusing. And that's the quick tutorial of the Level 1 Rapid Infuser.